sense. Love, 1530. It is completely objective. You hit the ball over the net, you get a point.
Right, yeah. And the rules are completely transparent. Everyone knows who is serving, who is returning, and, well, exactly what the score is at any given moment.
Exactly. But apply that exact same scoreboard energy to your text messages, and you are playing a miserable game nobody actually agreed to. That is exactly what we are tackling in today's deep dive.
Yeah, it is honestly exhausting.
It really is. So we've pulled some fantastic insights from the relationship and social etiquette section of the Weddizer website. They have this great collection of articles breaking down modern dating culture, and today we are zeroing in on texting anxiety, specifically how to stop keeping score.
Because we have all been there.
Oh, 100%. You look at your phone and think, I replied in 5 minutes last time. Why is it taking them 3 hours? Or, I sent 2 texts. I am absolutely not sending a third until they reply.
Right, we just turn it into this weird competition. And to break that habit, we really have to look at the psychological mechanism driving it. We subconsciously turn texting into a competitive sport because it acts as a defense mechanism against vulnerability.
Like a shield.
Exactly like a shield. I mean, modern dating culture constantly pushes this idea of playing it cool, which makes people just terrified of appearing needy.
Which is so common.
Yeah, and add the fact that texts lack tone, voice, and facial expressions, and our brains start trying to find safety in numbers. Literally, we track the minutes between messages to gauge the other person's interest.
But hold on a second. Dating culture constantly tells us that delaying responses builds mystery, right? It supposedly keeps them guessing. So how is holding back a text actually pushing people away instead of drawing them in? Like the Weddizer article argues.
Well, because when you focus on matching their 3-hour delay, you stop listening to what they are actually saying. You are communicating with a stopwatch instead of a person.
A stopwatch. Wow. Yeah, that makes sense.
It really shifts the entire dynamic. You are replacing a natural, spontaneous human connection with this artificial pattern. Withholding a text to maintain some imaginary balance of power doesn't build mystery. It builds tension.
Right. It turns the conversation into a strategic maneuver rather than, just a way to get to know someone.
Precisely. Which means you end up hyperanalyzing every single word instead of just enjoying the volley.
Okay, so if treating our phones like a tennis scoreboard breeds distance, how do we actually stop? I mean, what does the article suggest?
The Weddizer article points out a few major habit shifts. The first is letting go of the hidden emotional tests, like, going silent just to see if they will double text you.
Oh, the dreaded double text.
Please. But the deepest shift is training yourself to assume positive intent,
Hmm.
recognizing that people have lives outside their phones. They are working, resting, or just driving.
Okay, wait, I have to push back on that one. In a world where everyone is literally glued to their screens 24/7, isn't it incredibly hard to just naively assume positive intent?
Oh, it is. It is so hard.
Because we all know people use the whole, oh, I was so busy thing as a convenient excuse. How do you tell the difference between someone who is genuinely swamped and someone who is just showing a consistent lack of interest?
It is incredibly tricky, especially when we know they probably have their phone in their hand or pocket. But that is exactly why you have to look at the macro pattern, not the micro delays.
Meaning, look at the big picture.
Right. An occasional delay is just life happening. That is where you offer the benefit of the doubt. But if there is a consistent pattern of disinterest, like ignoring messages for days or leaving you to serve the ball every single time to keep the conversation going well, that requires a different approach.
You basically have to step off the court and actually talk about it out loud.
Yes, and addressing that pattern openly is intimidating. I mean, it feels much safer to silently track their lack of effort on your mental scoreboard.
Yep.
But if you want a genuine connection, you have to prioritize real face-to-face conversations or phone calls to set clear communication boundaries. Everyone has different texting styles, and you cannot assume theirs matches yours until you actually discuss it.
That makes so much sense because relationships should ultimately bring comfort, not pressure. Letting go of these arbitrary texting rules is how you turn your phone back into a tool for connection rather than a pocket-sized stress machine.
Absolutely.
And if you are ever looking to untangle more of these modern social knots, diving into the articles on the Weddizer website is genuinely a great way to find guidance on relationship etiquette. It's super helpful.
It really is. The bigger picture here is emotional maturity. It is trusting that a thoughtful, meaningful message from someone you care about means infinitely more than a perfectly timed, mathematically equal exchange of words.
I love that. Which leaves us with something for you to ponder long after we wrap up today's deep dive.
Always a good thing to do.
Right. So If we completely strip away response times and message counts as the metrics for how much someone cares, what is the new metric? If we finally smash that digital tennis scoreboard, how should we truly measure emotional investment in an increasingly digital age?